One of the most unforgettable moments of my career was the day Ludacris was a guest on our show, and we spent the morning prank calling one of the most famous companies in America. Hey, I'm Nick. This is my new podcast, Radio Stories. I've been in radio over 25 years, and I've got some pretty good stories to tell. The year was 2005, and what you have to understand is this was way before everybody even really knew who Ludacris was from the Fast and Furious movies. At this point, Ludacris was primarily a rapper. In fact, that's why he was on our show. The label felt it would be a good idea for Ludacris to do what they call a radio tour. So he stopped by the studio to promote his newest album, The Red Light District. Now, you might remember this album. This was the album that gave us hits like Get Back and Pimpin' All Over the World. At this point, Ludacris really wasn't known as an actor. In fact, he'd only done a few bit parts on some small TV shows. And of course, he appeared in Too Fast, Too Furious briefly. There is one TV show that he was getting a lot of attention for. He was a special guest on the show Crank Yankers. Remember that show on Comedy Central where the puppets prank called people? Yeah, Ludacris had been a guest on that show. And since Ludacris was so fond of prank calling, I suggested, when he was a guest in our studio, that we do a prank call. And he was down to do it. Now, the tricky part about a successful prank call is you got to think about who you want to call. Like with somebody as big as Ludacris, I didn't want to call a random person and ask them if their refrigerator was running, or call the airport to see if his luggage had arrived yet. However, you don't want to go too big either. You certainly don't want to call the White House and prank them and then find out there's 5 federal agents outside the studio door ready to take us all to jail. So who are we going to prank call? Well, it occurred to me that it was November. In fact, we had just read a story about the Butterball Turkey Helpline. Now, you know this phone number, the 1-800 number that Butterball puts out every year. And there's a little room full of sweet blue-haired grannies who answer your phone calls and answer questions about how long do you preheat the oven? What size turkey do you get? How do you stuff it? How often do you baste it? They answer all of your turkey cooking questions. That's when it hit me. We should prank call the Butterball Turkey Helpline and have Ludacris do it for us. I pitched the idea to Luda. He loved it, but he wasn't exactly sure what to say when they answered. I told him, here's a funny idea. Tell them that you're ready to cook your turkey. Tell them that you even have your turkey. It's just not dead yet. I had no idea how hilarious this call was going to end up. But what you're about to hear is the actual phone call that we, the Z Morning Zoo, made with Ludacris to the Butterball Turkey Helpline.
Visit Butterball.com for year-round information on turkey preparation, recipes, and more.
Butterball Turkey Helpline, how can I help you?
Hey, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Yeah, this is like my first Thanksgiving that I'm actually going to cook, and I really need some help because I don't really know what to do, and I heard this particular place could give me some help.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have your turkey?
I have a turkey, and it's still alive, but I don't really know the best way to first of all, kill it before I have to, cook it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we don't have any information on that.
But I thought you guys could help me. This was the helpline, right?
It is for cooking.
That's what I'm saying.
The killing part, no.
No, I do want to cook it, so should I just stuff it in the oven? Or what should I place the degrees on before I just throw it in there? Or should I?
Okay. Are you serious? Or are you...
I'm very serious.
Okay.
I have to feed my family. It's Thanksgiving. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I need help.
Okay, well, most people buy their turkeys at the supermarket.
I didn't buy mine at the supermarket. I'm from the old school. I kind of do things the old-fashioned way.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I'm asking, if you...
Okay, 325 oven.
Right. So just throw them in there.
Well, you put it in a shallow pan on a rack.
On a rack?
Mm-hmm. Brush it with oil so it browns nicely.
So what if he starts screaming when I throw them? Should I preheat the oven or just throw them in there and put it on 325?
No, you preheat the oven.
So let them slowly just start dying inside the oven?
Pardon me?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm trying to be serious.
So am I.
Trying to be serious. All right. 325,
Yeah.
open pan on a rack. Brush it with oil. What size bird is it? You probably don't know.
Brush him with oil?
Mm-hmm, so it browns nice and even.
So you think he's going to like getting his hair brushed before being put in the oven?
No. Okay. Well, you have a nice Thanksgiving.
Like
okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Have a nice Thanksgiving.
No, I'm not finished. Please.
Well, I am.
Help. I need help.
No.
He's in the oven. Okay. Excuse me. Hello?
I will will say this. I don't know in my career how many prank calls I have made. It's got to be in the hundreds, maybe close to 1,000. But there has only been one celebrity that has ever helped me with a prank call. And you just heard him, Ludacris. He's a really good guy, a really good rapper, a really good actor, and a really good sport. Thanks for listening to my podcast. If you want, can you give it a like or even a subscribe? It will really help me out. And you definitely want to listen for the next podcast. In the next episode, I'm going to tell you about the most awkward moment in the history of my career. And it happened live on the air during an interview with Janet Jackson.